Well, I have been on YouTube as a content creator for just about 1 month now. Like many of you, when you start your channel, you kind of look to the gurus, the experts, those that try to tell you how to do it, how to be successful. And I thought, well, I'm going to go through a list of things that I have learned from watching these videos. And some of them are true gurus, and others are creators who are trying to make us believe they know what they're talking about. Whether they do or not, I don't know, because I still have an awful lot to learn about YouTube. But there's a lot that just parody what the so-called gurus say. And what I've learned as much as anything is that everybody that's telling you how to do it, they all have their own ideas, and they all want to sell you something. They either have their own information they want to sell, or they're either trying to sell you something like vidIQ or something like that. Some program that's going to help you do better. Most of it's AI based. So, but I just wanted to go through this list because I think you'll find this list as interesting as I did. And I took notes, and I've got quite a few notes here, so don't feel like you can't trust me if I don't stare at the camera lens the entire time, okay? So, the first thing I learned was it's very important to post every day, because this builds up your video library, and it makes it easier for people to find you and for people to get to know who you are. The second thing I learned was, for gosh sakes, quit posting every day. You're killing your channel. Don't post every day. Then I learned that it's very important to edit your videos. Edit them very meticulously, follow all the rules, and make sure they look like good quality professional work. And then I learned, no, you should not be editing your videos, or very light editing at the most. You need them to be real, natural. Don't edit. Don't edit. Then I learned that adding B-roll can make your videos interesting and informative. B-roll lets your audience get to know who you are and learn about your life. So it's important. Then I learned, no, don't add B-roll. B-roll is distracting, and it is wasting time, and your viewer doesn't have time, nor do they care. Music. It helps set the mood. Choose music that kind of fits your message. No! Don't add music. If you add music, the copyright will keep the YouTube algorithm from pushing your video out. Do not add music. Strip it down. Then I came to the real winner. And this is the one that is making everybody become big YouTube stars. Find trending topics, and then you look those videos up on those trending topics, and you copy them. Somebody else did a video, it went viral. By golly, you should do the same video, because it's going to go viral too. Okay, here I just got to stop y'all. This irritates me to no end for a few different reasons. Number one, coming from a background as a writer and as a designer, you don't copy other people's work. Even if they can't technically sue you for stealing their work, it's very unethical at the least. And to me, when I am watching videos and I see one video after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and they're all doing the same video, the same topic, it annoys me. I don't like it. And all that tells me is that you have no original design, no original thought of your own. If you've got to copy everybody else, you're not original. And I don't need 10 people to tell me the same thing. It annoys me. I turn them off. I don't want anything to do with it. But I see people doing it all the time, and yeah, they're getting views. Well, they're getting views because that's what the algorithm and AI has been programmed to do. I'm not going to sell my soul for views. I mean, if the rest of you want to, that's fine. But the day I can't come up with an original idea is the day I just better find something else to do. Because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I'm not going to be doing it. I'm not going to be copying other people. You know, when you copy somebody, there's already a video out there like it. There's already a content creator that's their shtick. Why do you want to be a cheap copy? Be your own person. Quit trying to be somebody else. And this is a theme that I see over and over on YouTube. You know, find a YouTuber that you like and then you be that YouTuber. Nope. I can spot a fake a mile away. And I don't watch channels like that. I don't want to watch channels where everybody does the same content. Another one. Talk like you're an expert. Even if you're not, you talk like one. Yeah, you know, I had a part-time job one time. It was very similar to this. We went through training, and this company is a huge company, and it is a household name, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. But I worked at a call center one time, and they said, sound like you're an expert. We need you to sound like you're an expert. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything about these topics, because we're going to give you exactly what you should tell the customer when they call in. You're going to read it right off the screen, and you're going to tell them exactly what we want you to tell them. So you just sound like you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what this means. Well, I hate to break it to y'all, but the customer can tell. The customer knows. I remember being on calls one evening, and I got a call where somebody had just called in, and then they called back, and they went back into the queue. So I picked up the call the next time through, and I introduced myself, did the intro spiel. He goes, yeah, and I suppose you're an expert. And I said, well, I guess it depends on what you want to ask me. And he was being very sarcastic and very nasty. He goes, yeah. He goes, I bet you've never even raised a tomato before. And I said, well, sir, respectfully, you would lose that bet. Oh, yeah? And are you an expert? And I said, well, I'll let you decide whether or not you think I'm an expert. I said, I don't claim to be an expert in many areas at all. I just claim to be somebody that does things. He goes, yeah, well, how many tomatoes have you ever raised? And I mean, he was very sarcastic. He was very nasty. And I said, well, sir, I said, the most tomatoes that I generally raise, every year I usually put out about 250 tomato plants. But I will let you decide whether or not I'm an expert. And he just shut up, stone cold, didn't know what to say. And he said, oh, so you actually do garden? And I said, yes, sir, I have a very large garden, and every year I usually preserve about 500 quarts of food. But you decide for yourself. I just claim to be a person that does things. I said, now how can I help you? And then I was able to help him. But when you pretend to be something you're not, people know. And I can watch YouTubers, and I can tell which YouTubers know what they're talking about and which ones don't. And so, yeah, even if I'm showing somebody how to do something that I know very well how to do, I'm not going to sit there and say, I'm an expert and this is exactly how you should do it. My way or the highway. No. We all do things differently, and we all have different levels of what we would consider expertise. I have people who look at some of the things I do and they think I'm an expert, and I'm like, no, I'm really not. No. I just do things. Now, if you really want to know what an expert would tell you, you go and ask this person, because I don't claim to be an expert in very many areas. I can tend to be a jack of all trades, but that doesn't make me an expert in all those areas. So those things I vehemently disagree with, those last two. Now, I've also heard that we need to be ourself. Okay. I agree with that to a certain degree, but trust me, I don't think any of you are ready for me to actually be myself, my true self. But then I also heard, don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. You be the persona. They didn't say it that way, but that's basically what they're saying. You act a certain way. Have your certain image. Okay, whatever. Whatever works for you. Don't worry about the analytics. You just keep making videos. Even if nobody watches, you keep making videos. Don't worry about the analytics. They'll take care of themselves. Another video says, you dissect those analytics down to the very minutest number. Well, I tend to like to look at analytics, but there again, you got your analytic audience and you've got your don't look at analytic audience. What's a girl supposed to do? Use an opening. No, don't use an opening. Nobody cares who you are. They want the information. You're wasting your time. You're wasting their time. Get that opening out. Okay. All you experts are getting to be a little confusing here. Well, my take on that is, okay, as a viewer, if I'm looking up how to do something, I don't want a big, long intro. I do like something to kind of flash up to tell me who it is I'm talking to. I want to know whether or not they're a professional or not. But when I come across a video that says a we're going to do something today, and I'll tell you what it is in a few minutes. And while you're waiting, there's my dog Bo. There's my other dog Bo. And here comes Sassy the cat. Well, on a how-to video, no, I don't want to get to know all your pets and your baby goat. But there are other videos. If I'm watching a video, and I like to watch videos put out by older women a lot of times, just to kind of glean some of their words of wisdom. Well, that's a different mind frame. If I'm going out and I am trying to fix a piece of equipment, or I'm trying to do something I've never done before, I want the facts and just the facts. I don't want a bunch of fluff and a bunch of this and a bunch of that. If I am sitting there in the evening and I'm getting ready to watch, a video where somebody's just giving me some words of wisdom or whatever, then yeah, I love to see your B-roll. Romance me a little bit. That's entertainment. That's entertainment. That's not a how-to. So I would disagree that you should never have B-roll, that you should never do an intro, that you should never have a trailer. From my own personal experience as a viewer, it is the creators that take the time to do beautiful footage, beautiful photography. I have a very great appreciation for that. And I want to be able to implement some of that into my videos because I do like that. So there again, a whole lot of difference of opinion. So that's some of the words of wisdom that I have gotten from the experts. And I haven't completely decided what to do with these words of wisdom. But I will tell you, I'm not going to watch their videos anymore because you know what they know? They know what worked for them. They know what their audience wants. They may not know what my audience wants. And I know they're all going to tell you, I've got this course and I work with people and I have changed their lives. Okay, yay, you changed their lives. But I also know that a lot of the stuff that they recommend or recommend that you don't do, if I was watching videos the way they're telling me to make them, I would want to poke my eyes out. I mean, some of this stuff, I think it works maybe with younger people, and it doesn't work for me. Some of the videos that they recommend that they think are wonderful examples, I don't like. Maybe that makes me stupid, but I don't like them. Some of them I don't like at all. So, honestly, I think the best way to succeed at YouTube and the best way to learn on YouTube is by doing it and trusting ourselves. Because the more I've watched the how-tos from all the experts or the I want you to think I'm an expert videos, the worse my videos have done. So it's just very confusing. And I think they know what works for them. I mean, obviously, if they're considered an expert on YouTube, they've done well on YouTube. They have. I'm not taking that away from them at all. They've got the views, they've got the subs, they've got the comments. They're making the money and they are selling the courses and this and that. They can show you how to get information from your viewers so that you can sell more stuff. Give them a little nibble of something free and then you sell them something. They've got the marketing down pat. I agree with them. They know how to do that. They know how to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. It's just not why I'm here.